Is real estate a good hedge against inflation? So in this video, we're going to talk about exactly how to manipulate real estate so it can hedge against inflation. And again, there's that word. I'm going to walk you step by step why when you get real estate, you're protecting you and your family. If you do nothing else, you can snowball it with Dave Ramsey. You can pay stuff off. You can live like a miser. I don't know about that, but anyways, you do all that. If the only thing you understand is how to hedge against inflation, you're going to be ahead of the game. Now, I'm going to make you a promise. By the time we're done with this, you're going to know exactly why and how and what real estate is going to hedge best against inflation. And I got a little bonus for you at the very end. Okay, so stick around for this. Okay, that's my little trick. Okay, to get you to stay around. So here's the deal, and if you like and all that good stuff, click the links down below, and that'll let me know that I need to keep going down this road. So let's just talk about what is inflation. Okay, inflation is the price of goods that go up over the same amount of dollars that are going out there. So you have to make more money. So let me give you an example. So COVID happens, they lock down the economy, and yet they dump money into the economy. I mean, as soon as that happened, me and my friends are going, here comes the inflation. Interest rates have got to go up. They have to. They had to. Because if I've got $100, okay, and everybody in my neighborhood's got $100, and we're trying to buy the same 5 cars, there's only 5 cars left. The factory's closed. They can't make any more, and they're getting back into production, but they can't get caught up. But all 20 of us need a car. That price has got to go up because he can sell the car at the same price that it was before, but he has no more cars to sell after that because they've already told me the factory doesn't do it. That's kind of an exaggerated version of it, but that's exactly what happens. So you've got money chasing things. Okay, so why is real estate such a good hedge? Well, they're not making any more of it, and ooh, that was good. It has ebbs and flows within the real estate market. So sometimes there's a bunch of people chasing it, or it gets too hot and everybody's chasing and selling. The prices are going up, and you'll see those crashes that are self-correcting on that. But they're always going back up. Because I want you to think about this. How many of you in here wish you could have bought 10 pieces of real estate at the highest price possible in 2008 and 9, right before everything crashed? It doesn't matter where you are in the country. Those prices since then have doubled. In some areas, tripled. Okay, so if I'm Joe Blow and I'm working at a job and I'm making $100,000 a year, I can save all day long. But that dollar is going down in value. That's why I say the inflation rate is 3%, 4%, 10%, whatever that might be. That means the prices are going faster than your dollar is raising in value. Therefore, it's got less buying power. Okay, so if I'm hiding my money under the mattress, I don't know who does that. It doesn't do you any good. If your money's under the mattress, it's losing value. Okay, so you put it in the bank, it kind of does the same thing because it's just sitting there. Oh yeah, I might be getting 2 or 3%, but that's not a big deal. But if I take that same $100,000 and I buy a $300,000 piece of property, the bank finances the 2 of it. Okay, I've got renters paying me the mortgage on it, so I don't have to pay that back. It's called leverage, and the value of that house goes where? It's going to keep going up. This is the reason why that it's so important when you're doing real estate to understand where you are at in the deal. So, has anybody heard this term before? You make your money in real estate at the buy, not the sell. So if I'm buying, this is the reason tax liens and tax deeds are so valuable. Okay, if I buy like I've got one right now, it's worth $266,000. I paid $30 for it. I put about 70 into it. We'll keep it easy math. So I've got 100 into it, and it's worth $166,000. Well, just in the time that I've got the property for that 30 and 100, rehab value on it, the price has started to go up because the market is hot in that particular area. I'm having to do the rehab in it. In that short little window, it goes from 248 to 268. That's 66. That's a perfect example of what I call inflation. So if I'm working as Joe Blow in the factory or as a dentist or Uber. It doesn't matter what you're doing. That's great, but it shouldn't be the end. It should be a means to the end. The end is I'm buying this real estate, doing anything that I can, scraping, stretching, selling kids. No, we don't do that. Okay, anything. We're living not way below our means. We're buying a piece of property. We're struggling, painting. We're doing all that stuff, right? We're taking care of tenants because we know that's going to be a short-lived deal. I might have to work really hard at that for 10 years, but like I've said in other videos, work like no one will so you can live like no one can. So here we are in 10 years. The value of that property has gone up. You still have income coming in. I'm still Joe Blow, dentist guy, Uber guy, waiter guy. It doesn't matter because now I've got all this capital over here that's keeping up with everything else. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, okay, what was that Batman signal? Meanwhile, back at the Batcave, okay, my buddy who went to school with me has the same exact job, but doesn't do that and puts his money in the bank and earns 4 or 5%. He's getting eaten up by inflation. Inflation's eating most of that up. So he's only going to have what he puts in there. That's the hedge, same thing, against inflation. Okay? Literally, in human history, there has never been a vehicle better for the common man. That would be me and you. Okay? How can people like you and me get ahead without being, the Elon Musk or the Bezos or the, whoever figuring out these incredible things out there? No, just buy real estate. Okay? Do whatever you can and buy real estate. You're watching this channel. That's a good start. You're starting to figure things out. You're starting to understand why. So what you've got to understand is they're not making any more real estate. People are always going to want you live in the United States. Okay? We've got the whole border thing going on right now. People want to live here. Now, when that changes, we got other problems, okay? But this is where everyone wants to be. Europe's got similar situations with their real estate. And we're not the only place out there, but we're the best place on planet Earth to own real estate, know that I own it, title, all that other good stuff. There's so much time. What was it? I think it was Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, and Benjamin Franklin were the ones that were talking about if we could make it so that the ownership of a piece of property was unquestionable in the United States. In other words, everybody knew who was on title, and so that we've got all those rules for that, then we would become one of the wealthiest nations on the planet. And they were right, amongst other things. There's not any place on planet Earth where you can come in here, okay, literally with nothing, and turn yourself into something based on real estate alone. Now, I appreciate the fact that you're getting education, you're watching these videos, but at some point you've got to go do something. There's only so many videos you can watch, okay, before you actually have to put some rubber on the road. And the quickest way to make that happen is I've got a brand new free course. You click down below on that. Give us your information that you have. That way we can send you all sorts of information when you're in an area for a conference or anything else like that. But more importantly, I've got free training for you. Walk through that, go into more detail than this, and we'll show you how to get your first piece of property. We'll show you how to get your 10th property for literally 4 to 10% on the fair market value. Just go to the down below, hit the link, higginsmethod.com, and that'll be good to go. Okay? Thank you very much for watching. This is Saen Higgins saying God bless and good luck.